She bold, she real, and she's definitely ready. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the She Bold Crew podcast. It's your girl Smiley B
and Eva G,
and we are back with another bold episode. And today we have another guest, y'all. We told y'all we were gonna keep coming back with guest after guest, and so we're excited to introduce Miss Briana. Miss Briana, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Give a little intro to the listeners.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Briana. You may know me from TikTok for being in my baby daddy sideline, and yeah.
Not the my baby daddy sideline. You so funny. So yes, guys. As Briana said, I did come across her profile on TikTok, and baby girl keeps me laughing, like hilarious. Like her personality is just so raw, authentic, and funny at the same time. It's insane. So I reached out and wanted to definitely get to know you, chat with you, and have you on to the podcast. So in the beginning, like we always say, we always do a WTH moment. So did you have a WTH moment you'd like to share with the listeners?
Yeah, so basically the moment I'm going to be sharing with y'all is what it's like co-parenting with my baby daddy. Okay. So my baby daddy called me up and he gets the kids on Mondays and he's like, hey, if I don't get the kids this Monday, can I pay you $500 to get the kids? I was like, okay, well, I ain't never been paid to babysit my own kids before, but I'll bite.
Right.
And it gets better. So then he's like, oh, but then I remember I owe Beck child support, so I'm not going to give you the $500. I'm going to just pay it to child support. What the hell?
Hey.
Oh, okay. Like, that's crazy. So you're not going to give me the money. You offered to give me the money. Then you're going to give it to child support. So you really looking out for yourself because Beck child support going to get you.
Right.
Me. Right.
Oh wow! See that how do you?
How do you handle stuff like that? Like, do you get to hollering and cussing him out? Like,
nope. See, the thing about it is, I've always had my kids full time, and I don't look at my baby daddy as a 50-50 parent because he ain't never held 50% of the weight. Gotcha. So I be prepared to watch my kids full time, and if he does get the kids on Monday, then great. But if he don't, mama goddamn, the routine is gonna go on just like normal.
Okay.
Period. Kind of give us some background on your BD and how y'all met and all of that.
All right, so how I met my baby daddy. Me and my baby daddy been dealing with each other for 11 years. Don't pick up men from the club. This is how it's going to end up.
Don't recommend.
So I met my baby daddy outside of a club, and once we started talking, we just kind of never stopped. I actually did go to prison for 2 years. When I came home from prison is when we had kids. While I was in prison, he met the woman that he's with now, Sierra. So ever since I came home from prison, that's been about 7 years ago, it's been back and forth between me, Sierra, me, Sierra, me, Sierra. As soon as I came home from prison, I got pregnant with my first son, which is now 5. At that time, he was with Sierra, but I didn't know. So he broke up with Sierra. He came home. We started raising our son. We broke up again. He went back to Sierra. He came back. I got pregnant with my daughter. We broke up again. He went back. This last time that he went back, we've been broken up pretty consistently other than our Monday visits. If y'all haven't seen that video on my page yet, Monday visits are my baby daddy coming to pick up the kids and us being just, a little extra friendly on the Monday visits. And that's how I conceived my third child, which is Jackaroo. And yeah, so where I'm at now, my baby daddy, we just co-parent. We don't talk at all. We talk like in regards to the kids, but we don't have any more Monday sneaker-links. We might plan a visit here and then. But yeah, I try to just let him live his best life with Sierra.
Oh yeah. That's a
bit much.
Yeah.
How old are you?
28.
28, okay.
Yeah, 28. And that was another reason why I wanted to reach out, because I know that on your videos you got a lot of people under there like going in, they're giving their opinions, they're shocked by just the whole story. But I always like to look at the bigger picture, and I was like listen to your videos and just kind of how you would talk, and I'm like, this young lady, they're like thinking she's like very naive and delusional, but you are, you seem to be really wise and like kind of really understand the overall picture, but it just seems like you still was fighting for maybe something that you wanted for your kids, which was like maybe like a mom and dad in the same household, like a family type of
I think in the
situation?
beginning, like when my baby daddy first went with Sierra after my 2 kids and he was with Sierra, definitely that's where the whole poly relationship came in. I don't know if y'all seen that video where I went and asked my baby daddy's girlfriend if she wanted to be in a poly relationship. And we dragged that for like 6-7 months, where him telling me like, oh, we're going to be in a poly. I'm going to get her on the same board. We're all going to live in one house. It's going to be okay. Like, I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to leave her. We're going to figure it out. And I was believing that. So when we were sneaking around, I'm like, okay, well, this is only temporary because eventually we're all going to live in one big house. I think that the moment for me when I realized that wasn't true was when my baby daddy came and picked me up from the hospital with our third child. He had Sierra in the car. And in that moment, like the dynamic just felt like, okay, this is your girlfriend. I'm your baby mama. And I'm probably just overplaying my role and being a little delusional here. And I think it changed from there. And when I put the story out on TikTok, I think what TikTok doesn't grasp, when I put that story out on TikTok, I'm telling y'all about something that I already went through. This is not what I'm going through. I'm telling y'all about what I already went through with my baby daddy. Where I'm standing at today is not what y'all are seeing being told today. That's stuff I already went through.
Yeah. No, that's super important because, like you said, you know, I seen that video and it was just a short clip. It really didn't have any context to it. Like nobody, it wasn't like you guys were having a conversation or whatever. Like it was just like with your title over it. Like my baby daddy picked me up from the hospital with his girlfriend in the car. So like, how was that ride? Like, were y'all talking?
Was that
Ooh,
awkward?
child, how was that ride? How was that ride? Okay, so when I first got in the car, my first thing, I looked at her. I said, girl, why are you here? And she was like, oh, I'm here because I can be. I was like, don't you got kids to take care of? Like, you left your kids to come deal with me and my baby daddy and our kids. Like, do you just want to be a part of what we got going on so bad?
Right.
And like I said, up until this point, when I'm having this conversation from her, I'm coming from a point of me and my baby daddy are together. We have a secret relationship and you just don't know what's going on. And so I'm like, telling her all this stuff. I told her she was our driver. I was like, you came down here to be a driver, and this is really our relationship, and we're just trying to fit you in it, like you his business partner.
Oh, wow.
But the car ride was an hour long, and at the end of the hour, she ended up telling me like what my baby daddy was telling her. And when I spoke to her, like I felt sorry for her. I'm like, you know what? This really is not your beef. It's really not your problem, and I'm really beefing with the wrong person. Like I allowed this man to tell me A, B, and C, and I believed it, and it really has nothing to do with you because he's telling you A, B, and C. So,
right. And I think that that's important is to have those conversations because it's typically like that. It's like they want to keep y'all at odds so that the man always wants to keep the women at odds so that they don't tell each other or get the scoop. Like,
or not keep at odds, sometimes just keep away. Like, has he not, was that like the first conversation you and her had?
no, this is not the first conversation me and her had. I done picked my baby daddy up from her house, like walked in her house, packed my baby daddy stuff, and put it in my car. Like Sierra knows who I am. We on first name basis. She knows my voice. She knows who I am. She knows the situation. She knows that my baby daddy is always going to be accessible to me, whether it be a relationship, whether it be us just having sex, whether it be us getting back together. Like that ball is in my court when it comes to my baby daddy. I'm choosing to walk away because I don't want to be in the love triangle no more. At no point has my baby daddy ever said, okay, I'm just not going to talk to my baby mama anymore. Like that's not the case. I am choosing to put the no contact in place. I choose to put those boundaries in place. I chose to choose better for myself. I chose to choose me instead of waiting on this man, waiting for my turn, basically, because he's going to go back and forth. He's going to go back and forth. We're just waiting on the turn.
Yeah. And that's so true. And that's why it is important to realize that and realize your worth because you do. As women, I think that we forget sometimes that we do have the power, like we do have the control over situations. And it always seems like we don't because we always forgive and go back. And so it looks like, oh, they're the ones like dangling us. On a string, they're dangling us, but really we're dangling ourselves until we get tired of it. And once we get tired and fed up with the BS, we're the ones that can be like, no, we're not doing this no more. If I choose not to be a part of the circus, you're not gonna have a full cast anymore. Like I don't want to be a part. You can't do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's what's so important. And I feel like when people see stories like yours, and of course it's kiki to some people, or it's just a funny viral moment for people to look at. But instead of like talking down on you or judging you, I feel like other women should be, championing you and uplifting you, like, baby girl, like, you got this, like, you know what I'm saying, like bigging you up to leave situations instead of like just all the comments. And it be so crazy because I be watching your response to these comments and I'm like, she does not really be giving these comments the energy like that they be giving her. And it's like it's like they want to get you out of your character so bad. And I'm like,
and that is just so wild to me because okay, I'm not gonna lie, the whole driving together an hour from the hospital, now that's wild. But besides that, I mean, just about everybody I know has been, going through some little baby daddy, baby mama drama. Like it's not unheard of. I know we all got a couple friends that's been through that too. So you would think that you would get a little bit of sympathy from some people instead of them just, I don't know, dragging it like that.
Yeah. For sure. Like,
yeah.
So have you guys ever had any type of like physical altercation you and her? Because I don't know.
No, she's scary. She don't want to fight, girl. I done ran that girl car off the road. I done pulled up to her house. I done chin checked her. She don't want to fight. She don't want to fight. But the thing, like, she's not even a confrontational person. If I was to send her, a text message, or the one time I aired her phone number out on live and people were calling her, she's not a confrontational person. And that's why, like, you'll always hear me say, I call her sister wife, because I don't got no beef with her. Just because my baby daddy chooses to go back and forth between me and you, girl, you're not the problem. It could be another girl. It's not you. She's a great person. She's great with my kids. I've had heart-to-heart conversations with her. I done cried on her chest before. Like, she's not the problem. It's my baby daddy. And I think a lot of women want to face the energy towards the other women, and it's not the other women. Why are we mad at the other women?
Right. No, so true. And I know you said y'all discussed a poly relationship. So why didn't that happen? What you said he was down for it, you were down for it. So was she not down for it, or like what?
She didn't want to be in a poly relationship. She felt like she was enough woman for my baby daddy to handle on her own. And she felt like, the poly relationship was not a dynamic that she wanted to be in at all. She always feels like she's in competition with me, and a lot of her insecurities come out when it comes to me. So it's not, for me, it was like, okay, you're a vegetable, I'm a fruit. He loves us in different ways. I wouldn't care if we lived in the same household. Girl, let's bust these bills down. But for her, it's like, no, I can't do that. Like, it's just too insecure. Why do you still want to be with her? Why do you love her? Like, things like that.
Right. And it's probably a pride thing because you and him have been dealing with each other for so long. And then y'all have these 3 kids during the time of their relationship on and off, So she was dealing with him all of these years on and off, and you have all these kids with him. So it's probably like she feels as though, like, if I'm going to do a poly relationship, it ain't going to be with this woman that you clearly won't leave alone, that you still love, that you keep having kids with. Because do they have kids together?
They don't. She had an abortion the same time that I was pregnant with my son. Her son would have been her boy or girl would have been his first baby if she not got the abortion.
Oh, wow. And how old is she?
She's 25, I think, 25 or 26. Okay.
Yeah, so she's still trying to figure out herself.
She hasn't him real bad.
No, for real. Like, she that's love him that's a different type of love. That's
the relationship that she has with my baby daddy, that's her first love. Like, that's her first relationship. So all that narcissist stuff that he's doing with me, she's eating it up. She's like, oh, this man cares about me. This man really loves me. And I'm like, okay, girl.
So then you guys have been going back and forth and doing the on again, off again thing. Like, she's been in this story for 5 years as well.
7.
Correct? 7.
It's been 7.
So
7
she
years.
was 2021 when she met him.
She got my baby daddy's name tattooed on her body like 3 or 4 times. And he has her name 0 times.
Krishan. Sorry.
We went and got matching tattoos. He got mine, I got his, while they were living together.
Oh, wow. And she knows that.
She knows that.
And she never confronts you or nothing.
And say what? What, you gonna text me about my baby daddy?
So it sounds like you guys are in a poly relationship, but she's just denying it. It's like she's denying it. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
if I was to call, I can call my baby daddy right now, and I can tell him, hey, can you pull up? Can you meet me at your grandma's house? Can I pull up to your house and meet me at the spot? I'm not going to get a no. It's not going to be no.
And she knows that, and she decides to stay. So it's like you're accepting that. You're allowing that essentially, like you said before, I'm the one who went no contact, and I'm the one who's saying no. So clearly, her staying in the situation, she doesn't have any kids with him. There's no ties. It's like she at this point is just accepting it.
Yeah,
And
she's just accepting it.
yeah. Wow. So currently you guys are on no contact. You and baby daddy on no contact. And
Yes and no. Like we're not on no funny shit right now. So like, I'm not playing no sneaker link, as y'all probably know. I got my own stuff going on.
yeah.
But he's not blocked. I'm not blocked. He's not blocked. We can call each other, but we just been on some co-parenting stuff right now. And that's another thing I feel like she's naive about, because she can see it firsthand. When I get in a relationship, when I move on, I'm done. I don't talk to my baby daddy. My baby daddy know not to even try me like that. If I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. But Sierra, my baby daddy takes that relationship as a joke. He don't respect that relationship. Why would I?
Right. No.
And so you're currently in a relationship, or you're single now?
I am. Ooh. I am.
You're figuring it out, because that's okay.
I am talking to people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So dating.
Yeah.
Okay. And so another thing that I've seen, well, I know you said that, you met him in the club, y'all started talking, you went away. Do you care to share, like, so how long did you do in prison? Like, how long were you away?
I was in prison for 2.5 years. The first, like, maybe 7 months that I was in prison, my baby daddy was locked up as well, so we didn't have much contact other than through other people.
Okay.
But once he got out of jail, he was there the whole rest of my time with me. He came to visitation on Saturdays, sometimes Saturday and Sunday. He had money on my books. He had money on the phone. Like, I was none the wiser. I did not find out about Sierra until I came home. I was actually 4 months pregnant with my son, and my baby daddy had a trap phone. And when I called Sierra, she was like, I already know who you are.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. But I didn't know who she was. I didn't know that that's who my baby daddy was dealing with. And until I went through my baby daddy phone, did I find out that Sierra was working on Backpage, and he had linked up with her to turn a trick. And they just, it was a bond that they just kept going. He started paying bills. She was allowing him to do whatever he wanted to do as long as he was paying bills. And that's where it started from.
Wow.
So he's her pimp, or was?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you said that you and your baby dad was locked up at the same time. Was it separate things?
Yeah, it was
separate
things.
situations. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So both of you guys started off a relationship with him that clearly nobody planned on it being like serious, or like going any, like, kids, or being like, now what, 10 so years later.
No, I mean, even now, me and my baby daddy still talk about the future. He still says that Sierra is temporary, that he's just going to get to where he wants to get to in life, as far as like getting his house and getting his car and getting financially stable. And he's, sad to say, like, I guess, using Sierra for that or whatever. And I do feel like they have a good partnership. Whatever they got going on, they work for each other. The way that she drives him around, the way that she, pretty much like enables him to not be a grown man. But so he says that the situation is temporary, and that when he gets to the point that he wants to reach in life, that he's going to come back to his wife and his kids. And he calls me his wife, and his kids are the only kids that we share together are his. And yeah. So the way that I see it is, I'm just living my best life. I'm working on myself, trying to be the best wife that I can be for the person that I eventually marry. I'm cutting ties with my baby daddy because I'm not accepting him being in a relationship with Sierra. But if later on down the line, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, he's not with Sierra, I'm not with anybody, and we choose to get back together and get married, that could still happen. Like, I don't hate my baby daddy. I don't think my baby daddy hates me. We're just not at the time in our life to be together right now.
Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense. And it does take someone mature enough to reflect and say, okay, let me look at this, situation in hindsight and figure out like what makes the most sense. I think that we have to, in certain situations, just accept what it is. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, one of the key things is like, I don't know exactly, everybody has different requirements for their person or who they want to be with. But if a man is showing you time and time again that he's not the man that you want to be with, and you have to decide not to compromise that. And I think
Exactly.
that that's so
Exactly.
important for young girls and young women to understand. Like, we get so stuck up in, okay, he could change, or we can change them, and this and that. But a person has got to want to change, and they have to want to change for themselves first and foremost. You know what
Right.
I'm
And
saying?
how she even came back in the pictures. I broke up with my baby daddy who's struggling with his own addiction. That's his story to tell. And
Okay.
we broke up for that reason. And she came in and they were together. If I didn't have any problems with my baby daddy, if we had a perfect relationship, we would still be together. And I had to remind myself that. And I feel like a lot of young ladies need to hear this too. Like, we have to remind ourselves on why we chose to walk away in the first place. Because we start to get lonely and we start to miss them. We start to miss the comfort of the routine that we created with that person. And that's we're doing is missing what used to be. And I had to wake up and realize, like, this is not the man that I want to be with. If my baby daddy was to leave Sierra and come to my house right now, he cannot meet the expectations that I have for my future husband. He just
Okay.
can't. Little girl me does not want what grown women we want.
Yeah.
And I met my baby daddy when I was 18. So we're just not the same right now. And a lot of feeling like I lost a battle or I lost a struggle by Sierra taking him, that's a lot of what kept me in way longer than I should have, fighting for a relationship that was way, way over, was feeling like I didn't want to lose him. And once I realized, like, girl, he's losing me. I'm the prize. I'm the one worth
Yes.
fighting for.
Yes.
The whole dynamic changed. And my baby daddy hates it because you ain't got no control.
And
He ain't running nothing over here.
and that's good. That's what I love. I seen that. I seen one of the videos and you were saying that, like, you don't run nothing over here. You don't have no control. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. Like, she's taking her power back and understanding that, yes, you ultimately have the control on how you allow someone to treat you or how you allow people to show up in your life. You know what I'm saying? A person is
Exactly.
always going to show you who they are, and you have to believe them. It's up to you to believe that that's who they are. We can,
Yeah, and you don't have to
yeah,
accept people if they're not what you want them to be. You ain't gotta be. You don't have to have access to me.
correct.
Like, I'm big on that. You don't have to have access to me. I literally charge $25 a phone call for somebody to talk to me for 30 minutes, and you think you're gonna stress me out on my phone for free? No.
Period. That's exactly the mindset that how it should be. And I think that the fact that you display that and you show that and you're so vulnerable and you can see you go through from the beginning of just even with like your pregnancy with your last son, and then like how vulnerable you were and how like hopeful you were for that situation, and then to like how you kind of like grew and then had your baby, and your perspective kind of, it's like you kind of gathered that strength to be like, no. So would you say like having your son and having your kids in general, and wanting to set an example for them, will you say that that helped you to make these choices? Like, look, I'm not doing this anymore, not just because of me and how it's affecting me, but also my kids.
Yeah, I think one of the questions that I often get on TikTok is people ask me, like, if it was your daughter, what would you tell her? If it was your daughter, what advice would you give her? And I'm big on, I'm not going to tell you to do something that I wouldn't do. So how could I tell my daughter to leave the man that's treating her like that if I couldn't leave the man that was treating me like that? So I'm big on that. And that's why I feel like one of my posts, I think it was one of my down days, and somebody commented on the post and they was like, girl, get up. Girl, get up. And it reminded me of that Sarah Jake Roberts seminar. She had a whole seminar speaking about getting up and when you fight in depression and when you're going through things. And it just gave me the courage. Like, you really have to believe in yourself and you really have to love yourself and get the devil out your head, because the devil will tell you you're not worthy. He'll tell you you're not good enough. He'll tell you to stay. He'll tell you all the negative things. And you really just have to pray and focus on your own strength. And that's another thing that really helped me. I'm big on my faith. TikTok doesn't see a lot of that, but I go to church every Sunday. I pray every morning, every night. I pray before I get on live. I always have God in my journey with me. And that's honestly what gave me the strength to leave my baby daddy, because you're not my man. God is my man. He don't do me wrong, baby. God don't do me wrong.
Period. And that was another admirable thing that I witnessed on your platform, was that, you do show you sometimes getting up and getting ready with your kids to go to church, and just, seeing you with, building that relationship with God and becoming involved in the church. That was very inspirational, because it's like a lot of times we try all these things. We try talking to friends and we try to, find what we're looking for in this man and that, in this and that situation. But it's like, we have to try God sometimes. And I'm telling you, he will never let you down. He's going to give you the strength. He's going to give you the knowledge. He's going to give you the love, the comfort, the peace, everything that you're looking for in these worldly things and people. If you try God, you will find all of those things and some. And you will become more wise, more strong, and you like, what, like, I had this in me the whole time, you know what I'm saying? It's like unlocking a power and feeling like, unstoppable. I mean, and I love to see when young women, young men, anybody, when anyone is able to unlock that and create that intimate relationship with God, because when you're going through situations like this is really the only way out. You know what I'm saying?
And so a lot of times when you were going through this stuff, I mean, I don't know if you have a lot of family, if you're super close with your family, if you have, some best friends and stuff. Like, where were they? Were they more so just letting you do your thing? Were they giving you your opinion? Were they telling you?
There was a period of time when I was pregnant that I couldn't afford my rent. As y'all know, my journey, I was homeless. During that time while I was homeless, I was not local. Like, I was 5 hours away from any of my friends. I was in a town that I was born and raised in. The only person I had was my mom. She was a great support system for me throughout my pregnancy, but it was hard battling my depression, being alone, homeless, like feeling like I didn't have a job, I didn't have a car, I didn't have a house. My social media wasn't even taking off because I was too depressed to post. I was too depressed to do promos. Like, it was just a really black time for me. And I think during that time, my friends did what they could. They were an ear for me to listen. Like, they were an ear for me to talk to. They were a shoulder for me to lean on. But nobody could be like, here, girl, here's a house. Here, girl, here's a car. Nobody's going to grab my phone and make me post content. So friends and family can only do so much for somebody who's not willing to do something for themselves. And that's where I was. I was just so stuck in that depression. Like, I don't feel like there's anything that any of my friends or family could have did different. I literally just had to go through it. But now that I'm back and I am back in the city with my family and friends, I have a amazing support system. I don't post every single moment of my life. There's so much that y'all don't see. When it comes to my kids, it's all hands on deck. I have a whole village, and I love that for myself because it keeps me from getting overwhelmed. It keeps me from getting stimulated. I have my best friend who's with me almost every day. She might as well be a paid personal assistant because it's just so much y'all don't see behind the scenes with the support system that I have.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm glad that you hit on the family dynamic, because I was going to ask, a lot of times when we get older and we get into relationships, whether it's friendships or romantic relationships, we kind of tend to mimic what we learned as a child, or just kind of not knowing where to start. So growing up, were both your parents together? Like, what was the dynamic for you as a child growing up?
Growing up, my mom did 8 years in federal prison. My dad, I didn't start really connecting with until I was age of 12. So I was raised family member to family member, never lived anywhere longer than 6 months. I went into DCF foster care when I was 12 years old. I've been to 4 juvenile programs ranging from 30 days to 14 months. Like, I had a pretty rough, traumatic childhood, and I try to take that and raise my kids different. I go so hard for my kids because of how I was raised, and I think I fought a little harder to keep my family together because I was raised in a separate family home. But what I have learned is there's literally somebody out there waiting for me, waiting to love me and my kids, and it's not their biological father. And the more that I go through things, I can't help but get this feeling inside of me that God is shaping me to be the woman that he needs. Whoever my husband is, girl, God is getting me ready for him. And that's why I don't waste my time. When people show me red flags, people show me they don't want to be in a relationship with me, I got to get y'all out the way, because literally I know that my man is out there.
Yes, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Like, that was so well said. Like, at the end of the day, that is really what it is. And this situation is shaping you in more ways than one, and that's why people don't understand. It's like, we're not going to understand everybody's journey and every aspect of what they're going through to get, where they're going. And that's why it's important to kind of try to gain an understanding, or just to, pray for that person or uplift that person, opposed to like judging them or trying to talk down on them, because at the end of the day, this is going to make you a better person. And like I said, I've seen past all of the kicks and giggles. Like, I think I've seen some of your videos, and I think that you are a very like, happy, giddy person. You have a really great personality. You're funny. And I feel like you know, this situation is shaping you. And I feel like in so many ways you have grown. Like I said, even just from your past videos, from, you know, when you were first pregnant and, you know, moving forward, it's like you can see. And I feel like a lot of people miss that. It's like they're missing the gems that you're dropping, and they're just there for the entertainment part. Like, oh, okay, was she talking about this, you know, this time? Like, or what she got going on. And it's like, wait, y'all just want to, you know, entertainment for the moment, but y'all not understanding that y'all witnessing a miracle. Y'all witnessing somebody who's breaking generational curses, that's going through a transformation and giving glory to God while doing that.
Yes.
And I
feel like one thing I want to get a message across for my page is people see the imperfect journey that I'm on. I'm not perfect. I still cuss, I still party, I still drink, but I go to church every Sunday and I pray and I do get closer to God. And I want somebody out there to know that you don't have to be perfect to be close to God. You don't have to be walking a straight line to be close to God. My goal is to make you feel like Jesus is accessible to anyone. He's accessible to the crackhead on the corner, just like he's accessible to the millionaire sitting up in the mansion. Like, you don't have to be no type of perfect. You don't have to be no type of special ritual or anything to get on your knees and pray and to have God in your corner. And I'm big on that. A lot of people be like, oh my God, you did this, but you go to church. And I do. And I do. Every Sunday. Like, I'm big on that. You don't have to live no certain type of way, be no certain type of way. God literally says, come as you are, and through building a relationship with him, you will change.
Correct. Oh, that was well said. That was a word.
That was a word. Yes, that was a word, and that's perfectly said. And my dad is a bishop, and he preaches that a lot. Like, people always say, oh, when I get right, I'm gonna come to God, or I'm gonna give my life to God. And it's like, no, there's no get right. There's no type of, you know, status you have to have, or no type, like, you can come in the darkest of your darkest times. You can come in the best of your best days. There's no fit to come to God, to give your life to God and create that relationship. And I love that you said that, because my dad says that all the time. And I used to hear people say that as a kid all the time. Like, I'm going to get right. I'm going to come to God one day. He know my heart. I'm going to get right with God.
If you wait for that, it'll never happen.
Yeah. And like, you know,
we're never going to be perfect.
Exactly. They say, what he say, it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man to make it to heaven. Like, you people think that, all the most blessed people are the ones with the money or the lavish lifestyle, but no. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have the hardest time, because at the end of the day, it's what you value and what's important, and who, you know, if you're really working towards your salvation. I think that is so important, and I love that. And that's, like I said, really why I wanted to speak with you. I wanted to have you on, because I'm like, there's more to her than these 30, 60-second clips that she gives. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people, like I said, it's entertaining to some people, but it's like this. I see this as, like I said, as a transformation. I see God working, and that's what I see. You know, the entertaining stuff that comes second, but I'm watching what the Lord is doing, and I love that. It inspires me. I'm like, every time I see someone who's going through a transformation or getting closer to God, and I see what he's doing, it's like, I'm just thankful. I thank God, like, thank you for allowing me to witness this. This is just more reassurance that you are who you said you were yesterday, today, and forever, you know? And I think that's important, and people don't see that.
And I'm just so happy that you're so, brave enough to share this story, because there are so many people go through this. Like, this is not, like I said, just story. It's a few different details, but I know so many people going through this right now, and I just think it's so powerful for people to hear you say, like, look, it's when I decided enough was enough. Yes. You know what I mean? And then it sounds like it's been going a lot better for you. Like,
yes, every time I get my baby daddy out the way, the blessings just be pouring in. If that ain't fine enough, every time I get that man out the way, like, the blessings just pouring in.
So, like, has he ever said, because I know, like a lot of your videos go viral, you got a big following. So does he ever, like, say anything about the videos? Because I know that he has to have people come to him, like, you're like, they have to be coming to him. Okay, so, like, what is his take on it, like?
Well, you guys, he wants you to know that he does take a shower, because somebody had posted on there talking about he looks like he don't take showers. So I asked him one night, I was like, after we was on the phone for like 2 hours, he's like, I know you're about to go inside and tell TikTok that you was on the phone. I said, and I am. He said, do you want me to tell them anything? He's like, let them know that I take a shower. And I'm like, okay. But other than that, like my baby daddy, to know him, he's a very humble person. He's a very non-confrontational person. So he don't do social media. He sees it and he's just like, okay, I don't know none of these people in real life. I'm not giving it no attention. Like he don't pay that stuff no mind. The one post that he did make on Facebook that I reshared from my page, a whole bunch of my followers went to his Facebook and like tried to, I guess, cancel him. My baby daddy was like, okay, whatever. He don't pay that stuff no mind. We know what happens in real life, and that's all that matters. Like, I do post a lot, and it might seem like one thing, but behind the scenes, y'all, we got this. We co-parenting happy, healthy kids.
I know that's right. And that's what matters. You know, the kids are happy. They get to have both of their parents around, whether they're in the same household or not. And they get to see both of y'all show up for them. And that's important. I think that even in the messy moments, even when, you know, when y'all were going through y'all stuff, I remember in one of your videos, you were like, they're with their dad. They're okay. You know, and everybody's like, oh, go get your kids or this, and that. And you're like, they're with their dad. And I think that we have to normalize that more. As you know, women, we're always expected to just, like you said, be the 100% parent. But it's okay if we pull a them on them. It's okay if we, you know, drop the kids off and we need you to keep them an extra week or whatever. Like, we have the kids 24/7. Yeah. Like there's like what? We need to normalize that.
No type of way about my kids being with their dad. My mom is like, you're just gonna leave them over there, and I am. And everybody on TikTok was giving me grief about that, and that is big in my family. Like my family is a lot of women. We have very few men in our family, and we're a lot of single women raising kids, and we've normalized our kid's father just leaving, and we don't ask them to do nothing. We don't even put them on child support, and that's normal in my family. And we see it as, oh, that's a strong woman. That's strength. No, boo-boo, I'm weak. Because I'm going to call this man, and he's going to get these kids. Like, no, we 50-50. If I'm struggling, you struggling. And my mom is like, just put him on child support. This man don't even got a job that he get paid on the books. I'm not fighting with no government. We don't even need all of that. Right. Get your kids.
Right. No, for sure. For sure. And it's like we just have to hold them accountable. That my grandmother, I feel like I tell my grandmother all the time, like, you're so old fashioned, because my grandma's the same way. She like, I don't care if y'all on good terms. My grandma always been like, get them on paper, get them on child support. Mm-hmm. She don't care. She like, I don't care if y'all together, that he need to be paying child support. And my grandma's just like that. You know, my grandma's 90. So she's like, but like you said, it's just that dynamic that they've just been used to. Like, as mothers, we not counting on them for nothing. They can walk out any day. Yeah. But it's like, no, we need to hold them accountable. We've also made that an okay thing. Like, yeah, if y'all walk out, we got this. Yeah, we got this. But I don't want to have this. Like, I want it to be.
My baby daddy all the time, I don't got this. No, you finna help me. And you got Sierra over there too. You got a 2-parent household over there. Even though it's not me, you have a mom and a dad dynamic over there. Because Sierra does have her own 2 kids that are 10 and 11, so she's been a mom for a long time. Okay. And y'all got this. I don't feel guilty if y'all need to keep the kids for an extra week. I'm not gonna feel no type of way because it's 2 of y'all over there, and y'all both ain't got no job. Y'all all right?
So she does have kids as well.
You said 10.
Yeah, she has kids, just not his kids.
Okay, got you. Right. So it's like a blended family. So does your kids, like, how old are your kids?
My kids that go over there are 5 and 4 because I don't send the baby over there. So he gets the 5 and the 4-year-old. And her kids are like 10 and 11 or 9 and 10, something like that.
But so your kids are old enough to tell you, like, the dynamic. Like, do they like going over there? They like to go over there?
They be telling. Yeah. They do. They do like to go over there. They do like her kids. They play with her kids. They're a little bit older, so like her son was teaching my son how to play Call of Duty and Roblox. And Zaya is a daddy's girl at heart. She loves her dad. Her dad can't do no wrong in her eyes. That is daddy's baby. So they do love to go over there, and they do love to be around their dad. And aside from like what me and their dad are going through on a personal level, we keep the kids out of it. Like the kids know mommy's house and daddy's house, and they know both of them are safe places that they can be at.
That's good. That's super important. Because, you know, sometimes you can't trust people, especially when they got envy and jealousy and against you, and you leaving your kids, you know what I'm saying, they start to act weird to the kids. So that's good that the kids can go over there and feel
Yeah,
safe,
because
and you don't have
mind
to worry about
you,
that.
Sierra has been around the kids. Jay Sean was 1 and Josiah was 6 months old. But she's been around them for a long time now. She's built her own relationship with my kids. So even like Sierra has told me, oh, even if me and your baby daddy not together, I still want to be able to see your kids. And I don't have no problem with that. I'm not one of those bitter baby mamas like, oh, you my baby daddy girlfriend. I don't want you with my kids. No, I've never been like that. My kids are old enough to say they call her mama Cece. And a lot of people are like, you let them call her mama Cece. They know that's not their mom.
Right.
They know that.
Right.
It's a name.
Right. No,
So
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, Eva's a lot like that too. And I've never been in that position, but Eva's like that as well. Like, you know, her daughter's dad have another daughter that she gets, and she comes over and she's just like at home. And I'll be telling my cousin like, oh, I love that for you. Like, you know, even her sister, like she can have her sister come over and her mom can drop her off, and the dad don't even got to be involved in the plans.
Exactly.
And you know, the baby girl is safe and she feel comfortable. I feel like that's important. Like you say, it takes a village. And at the end of the day, if you do love my children, if you did create that bond, there's no reason for that to have to interfere if the relationship does go south with you and their father. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're all in this together. If you really love the kids, then it shouldn't be a problem. Like,
Yeah, and that's how I am, but not with my baby. Jackaroo
Yeah.
does not go over there. I ain't even playing the radio with that one. And it's really just my own decision. If Jackaroo was to go over there, I think he would be fine. I think he would be in good care. However, just because my baby daddy already said F that baby, and Sierra has already made 1 or 2 comments herself that just don't sit right with me. I just don't send my newborn baby over there.
Right.
Yeah.
And he can only see the newborn baby, like if the baby's at his mom's house or if he comes over to my house or something like that.
So how old is the newborn baby now?
2 months. Jackaroo is 2 months old now.
Okay, and that name is so cute. So, where did the name Jackaroo come from? Was that inspired by anything? Like, that's a unique name. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody that name.
So Jackaroo, his name is actually Jakeem Matthew.
Okay.
Jakeem is his dad's name, so he was named after his dad. Everybody knows the traumatic experience that I went through. My baby daddy came to the hospital for the delivery, but he left at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, because Sierra was sitting downstairs waiting in the car. Yeah.
Wow.
Why is she always in the car?
She liked to be in the car, girl. She liked to be in the car.
It's
So the next day, he
creepy.
came back. He signed the birth certificate. Once again, Sierra was waiting in the car. But when I got home and my kids asked me, they're like, "Mommy, what's our brother's name?" It just brought tears to my eyes. I couldn't say his name. I couldn't say Jakeem. Like it felt like a raw, open cut. And so I just started silently crying, and I was just looking at my kids, and they just said, "It's okay, Mommy. We're just gonna call him Jack Jack."
Aww.
And I was like, "Okay." So we're just gonna call him Jack Jack. And so that's where the name came from. We started calling him Jack Jack, and then Jackaroo came from Jack Jack, and I started calling him Jackaroo. Now everybody that's around him on a daily basis pretty much calls him Jackaroo, and everybody else calls him Jack Jack. But he is named after his dad, and that's how he got the name Jackaroo.
Isn't that amazing how your kids, like, you know, when you breaking down, like, oh, my kids come and scoop me up so much, like, they asking about the name and everything, and you can barely even get the words out, and you going through your feelings, and here they go smiling, and, oh, we'll call him this, you know, I just love that about my kids, too, like,
They can
feeling
sense
down,
it.
and they absolutely can.
They can sense it for sure. They definitely can sense it. And I think that, you know, that's important for us to keep in mind too when we're going through things. I know that that is one of the main things that keep me in line when I'm dealing with the other half, like with my kids' dad or whatever, because I know my kids can sense it. And they'll try to like indirectly mention it or like say something, but they're very intertwined like with me emotionally. So, yeah. That's so cute. I like that name though, Jackaroo. So cute.
So
He's
because
so
the
cute.
internet had they done took that name up
You
and
thought that
threw
was on the
that.
birth certificate? You thought that
Yeah,
was his real name?
any video I've ever seen, she's always just called him Jackaroo. I've never heard the backstory of his name.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's so cute.
I
knew it was a
there.
nickname as soon as she said it.
I've been meaning to make a post about it and how he got the nickname Jackaroo, but I just haven't. But yeah, that's how you got. And I kind of like the fact that everybody is like, they're so bothered about what I'm calling my child.
What they be saying?
Oh, that's his name. You put that name on a birth certificate. How could you name your
so I'm
baby
not the
that?
only one
That's
who
not
put that.
cute.
Wait,
No, a lot of
people are
people mistakenly
crazy.
think that that's his real name. Like a lot of people think that's his real name. I'm pretty sure like 80% of the internet thinks Jackaroo is
Oh
his real
wow.
name.
Yeah, so Eva said I'm crazy for thinking that was his real name because she knew off rip that it was a nickname. But like I said, I didn't know your baby dad's name either. So I just was like, oh, maybe that is his name. Like people give their kids different names all the time. I
Yeah,
have
I
two
had made a
cousins that just
video.
named their baby Seven.
I
Seven.
really actually like that name.
Yes, I have a little girl cousin named Seven and a little boy cousin named Seven. And they're both like under 3 months.
I love that
I made
name.
a video and I had put on it JAK''ROO or JAKA''ROO. And then when I did that, oh, they're like, yeah, that's his name. That's what she named him. She spelled it so cute. And I'm like, okay, yeah.
Oh wow.
That is so cute. So, like with the dynamic now, like you said, right now you guys are kind of like on calm terms. It's like you've drawn the line.
And like since you brought that up, you draw the line and your terms now. I was wondering, do you like officially like forgive your baby dad for everything?
No.
Okay.
Hell no. The way that man treated me while I was pregnant, after I was pregnant, it is nothing but glory to God that I did not fall into a deep postpartum depression. And I feel like he had no regard to that, not a care in the world on the state of mind that I was. And I am the backbone for my kids, and he knows that.
Yeah.
And I also feel like a lot of the times when I was going through things, I feel like he was trying to tear me down. Like I put my baby daddy through a lot of things. That's another story to tell, our relationship before Sierra, the things that I did to him. And I feel like he never forgave me for that. And he spent the block solely to make me feel that pain, to put me through that hurt that I put him through.
Wow.
And I can say, mission accomplished, because baby, I'm not going back. We done. Brick burnt. You done did me, I done did you. Like, let's just raise these kids at this point.
And I was just going to ask her, that's so crazy you said that, because I was wondering, did you think the way that he treated you was out of resentment? I didn't even know about y'all's history, but I was going to say out of resentment. Like, do you think he thought you got pregnant on purpose? Or do you think he thought you were trying to like cause more drama or like break him up with his girlfriend?
Oh no, baby. Here's the catch. Here's the real tea. Jackaroo was playing.
I knew it.
Oh,
I knew it. That's how it be. That's how they be.
Jackaroo was planned. I went and took my birth control out. We started the Monday visits to conceive Jackaroo, baby. Jackaroo was planned.
wow. That's
What
even
wasn't
more
planned?
Just like that nigga.
diabolical.
wasn't
Like
planned?
you planned this baby with me on purpose just to get back at me. Oh, he's one of them. I'm scared.
Jackaroo
he's
was
dangerous.
planned. We had a 3-step plan. I'll tell y'all, I never put this on social media before. We had a 3-step plan. 1, we was gonna get matching tattoos. 2, we was gonna have a baby, and 3, we was gonna get married. The only step that we did not do was we did not get married. And thank God I was second guessing it, because I ain't want to share my income tax. We took the pre-wedding class and all. We was scheduled to meet at the courthouse on April 20th, and we just did not do it. Like, it just fell through on our own personal things, not because of Sierra, not because of anything. Like, we just didn't do it, and I never picked it back up from there because I didn't want the legal bondage that came with being married. And I was like, you know what, Briana, how far are you going to go to prove the point to this girl? And I had to draw the line there.
Wow.
But yeah, Jackaroo was very much planned. He went with me. I got my birth control taken out, and then we started the Monday visits. And what was not planned is Sierra got into a car accident. Sierra got into a really bad car accident. She ended up being in the hospital in a coma for like a month and a half.
Oh, wow.
And baby girl ran into a huge lawsuit. That is what was not planned. And matter of fact, they got into the car accident when she was on her way to bring my baby daddy to me so we could sneak in the house and go have sex. And after that car accident, and she was in a coma, and even when she was in a coma, my baby daddy was at my house while she was in a coma. But after that, and she found out she was getting that whole lawsuit, that's when things changed for me and my baby daddy. But Jackaroo was already conceived.
So she was getting a lawsuit in her favor, like she was getting money.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So then he had to play the role to make it seem like Jack, I almost called him Jack wasn't planned, and this and that, and I really want to be with you. And
yeah,
doing
so
what
that he can get that money.
Get parts.
Of course.
Wow. And
everybody, the crazy thing, like this, I can't make this up. Like, everybody knows this. Everybody from the outside looking in. Sierra's probably the only delusional one that thinks my baby daddy's generally in love with her. But baby, it's that money that you're doing. It's the things that you're doing for him that I would not do. I don't enable my baby daddy to do what she's enabling him to do. I'm gonna make you get up, get a job, get a business. We're gonna be successful, but not the way that you're trying to do it.
Right.
If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
And so when that lawsuit came about, everybody said it. His mom, his sisters, his aunties. Oh, that white girl. She's white, in case y'all didn't know. But yeah, so that's what was not planned. The car accident and the lawsuit. Jackaroo was planned.
Wow. So we got that she's 25 and you're 28. So how old is baby daddy?
30. My baby daddy is, I'm 28. I'm about to be 29, 30, 33.
Oh,
Turning 33 in July.
Wow.
I assumed he was older than that.
Yeah. Wow. So that's crazy.
I'm really out here. Probably out here really trying to figure stuff out too. But it ain't okay to just drag people down with you. Like, it ain't okay to play these games.
Correct.
And play with other people's lives.
Yes. Because though you may be doing it, doing this to her, or you trying to promise me this, but that makes me look at you a certain way. Because, like, why can't you just be an honest man? Like, nobody deserves to, go be taken through that regardless of the situation. Like, she clearly really wants to be with you for whatever reason. We don't know her backstory, but for you to be like, sitting here playing this role, and then this beautiful baby.
Her backstory. I would love this girl. I would love for her to come out and say her side of the story, because it really don't make sense to me. I mean, my baby daddy has to be treating this girl like an angel or something. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, because a man paying my bills is just not enough. Like, there's only so much I'm gonna take, and that's just me.
No,
so
for really sure. I wouldn't deal with none of this. I mean, when the moment you pulled up to my house thinking he was about to pack anything out of my house, we would have all been in jail or somewhere. Not
and
like
did twice. Twice. And I still pull up to her house anytime I want to, and my baby daddy gonna come outside, and that's on period. But
what?
She comfortable being in that situation. She comfortable, like, is giving pick me, like, you want to be chosen, and he's gonna choose you because it's cheaper to keep you. He can't do that stuff over here.
And the thing about it is there's so many more dogs in the world. Like, you ain't gotta deal with this one. Like, there might be another one out there that might do you some type of wrong, but like, baby, this is just too much.
Too much wrong.
It ain't that much love in the world. And in the words of Tamar, what's the Braxton? What they say, he must have a ding-a-ling of gold. Because baby, what? Like,
he must, because I don't know what. I don't even know. I can't even tell you, because the way that she moving, like, she got like I said, she got my baby daddy name 4 times, and I know this because my mother-in-law, child, we be gossiping. But my mother-in-law told me she want my baby daddy to get her name. He's not doing it. She asked my baby daddy to marry her when I got pregnant again. She wanted my baby daddy to marry her so that she could feel like she has some type of commitment. My baby daddy not doing it. Like, it's the signs is there that my baby daddy, whether he's with me or not, he don't plan on being with her for the long haul.
Right. That's crazy. And like you said, if he sees your post, she sees your post, probably.
Oh yeah, she sees them because I be sending them to her.
But she don't believe anything he say. Like, she just lying.
Yep,
she
and
just
that's
made
the thing.
Up. Oh, she just mad.
But some of the stuff that it can't be lies, because some of the stuff, like she said, him being over there and like all of that, like there's like,
it's not that she don't believe it, y'all, because I done sent her pictures. I done sent her pictures of her keychain on my dresser. I done sent her picture. I sent her a sex video of me and my baby daddy eating my booty. I sent the video to her. You can't lie. You can't make that up. Like, I sent you footage, sis. So at the end of the day, I have to feel like you in it for the long haul. Like, you just a part of the team at this point. And I've accepted her. That's why I just call her sister wife. And she just over there taking care of my baby daddy right now. And, that's what it is.
Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. See,
what's crazy is thinking about all of the different things that he has to say to like fix stuff with Sierra. Like, think of the outrageous, like, okay, boom. How does he explain a video in the coochie.
He told her that,
Babe,
that
I
it wasn't
slipped
my
and
booty. Listen, he told her he wasn't eating my booty. He was eating it from the back. And I say, first of all, baby, all you have to do is zoom in and you can clearly see what he's eating. But second of all, does it matter? Either way, what was being eaten?
Right. Something was being eaten and it wasn't Chick-fil-A. It wasn't. It wasn't Raising Cane's. like
And
babe
she
the
literally
groceries.
on my phone. She's literally on my phone saying, but he said it wasn't your booty. It was you even saying that. Like, girl.
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, oh my gosh. We gotta pray for her.
We have to.
We have to pray for her because baby, there's nothing.
She needs to be delivered.
No, for real.
Yeah, she needs to get away from that man.
Wow.
And she'll text my phone something along the lines of, oh, he just want to be with you because it's quick and it's easy. Okay, honey. Well, what are you going to... Baby number 5. You want to see baby number 5?
Right. Like, what?
Or baby number 4. I'm sorry. I'm skipping the whole child.
I was confused. Okay.
Whether it's quick and easy or hot and ready, I don't want no man who is going for that. Like, I don't care. Like,
yep. And that's like what I had to realize is, like I said, I can't be mad at her and I can't blame her as much as I want to because my baby daddy is telling her something. Just like he told me something, he's telling her something. So I just have to let her. I dealt my baby daddy for 11 years. It took me 11 years to walk away. And mind you, when I met him, he had a girlfriend. I took him from somebody else. You get him, you lose him how you get him. So just how you came over here and you took my baby daddy for me, whether it be 2 years, 3 years, 10 years from now, baby, karma comes around. And it is what it is.
Oh, we need to end this on a more
because this is spicy.
That is spicy.
I am like, I did not even know. And that's what I say, like, it'd be so much more to the story and people don't understand. And they're just like, you know, and I can see why they're like so like indulged in it and they want to hear more and they want to, you know, comment and, you know, but at the end of the day, like you said, it's just always more to the story. So while everybody was making it like, oh, you're so delusional, he's with this girl, he's in love with this girl, like you said, he's telling you things, he's showing up, coming to your house, y'all linking up, y'all making plans, he's telling you, okay, once we gonna do this, we gonna do that, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? He told me, and I wonder if my baby daddy's gonna hear this podcast, but he told me for me not to block my blessings. I don't need to block my blessings. I don't need to beef with Sierra because she's finna come across some money. I don't need to block my blessings by beefing with her. I say, boy.
And
he gonna have to answer the God for this. I'm saying, you talking about blessings. You gonna have to answer because the way you out here doing these women and you got a daughter, you got a beautiful daughter that's gonna grow up one day. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Whatever she got, whatever's for me is for me. I'm not blocking nothing. I can't block my blessings that the Lord got for me. What I got for me is for me. I don't need you or her.
That's what he say when I try to cut him off. I'm blocking my blessings.
Oh, that's his way of trying to keep. Okay. Yeah, don't block me because that money coming. Baby, y'all going to be waiting for that money for a long time. That money be coming, but it take a long time.
What God has showed me about money. This is what God has showed me about money. God will provide for you. Whatever you need, God will provide. If he provide for the birds and the bees, why not you and me?
Amen.
Ain't all money is not good money. And I have had $5. Yes. I've had $5 and I made it stretch. My kids ate, my bills paid and things like that. And I've had $10,000 dropped in my hand and I'm facing an eviction and I can't get shit together. If you don't know how to manage your money, it don't matter how much money you have.
Correct.
It don't.
Correct.
So I don't care about y'all getting a lawsuit. I know that Tweedledee and Tweedledum, y'all still don't know what to do with the money. Y'all still gonna be sitting over there struggling, and there's nothing that you're gonna do that's gonna make me want to be a part of that situation.
Correct. And the more you keep doing and treating people the way you're treating people, it doesn't matter, like you said, how much money you got. You're not going to be blessed. You're going to be blocking your blessings because you're not doing right. You're not doing as a man should do, as a father should do. You're not leading by an example.
Yeah.
You in situations for what you can get out of it, and that's not good. That's not the type of life that you should be leading as a 33-year-old man with 3 kids. That's just not it. And like you said, you're going to be blessed regardless. So it's like, I'm not about to sit around and be disrespected, be humiliated, keep having kids with you that I gotta raise, you know, in my household by myself, even though you're here and you're physically helping, but I still have to do majority. I'm not about to keep doing that. Giving you a kid is a blessing in itself.
Yeah,
You know what
and
I'm
that man talking
saying?
about he want a little girl. He still want a
From
little girl. I
who?
said, oh,
From
right,
who?
right. I said, oh, he's talking about I only want one baby mama. Well, I guess you ain't having no little girl then, baby, because
Period.
no, I'm done having kids. That's one of the main reasons why I date women now. I don't want any more kids. I don't even want to have a chance of having a kid.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
like, are you
good.
contemplating like getting your tubes tied? Because I think about it.
Nope, because I only date women.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about getting my teeth. So I don't have to worry about being on birth control because I'm done with the male species.
I know that's right. So, like, after going through all of that and like moving forward in your journey, like, what are some things that you see yourself doing moving forward? Like, now that you've grown you a platform and you do have an influence, and you have a good head on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? You're being led by Christ. Like, what are your future goals?
Woo, so right now I'm working on a lot of stuff. I feel like everything that I do, I pray over because God gave me this platform. I've been doing social media for years and I've never taken off how I've taken off being with God on my side. And one of the things that I do on my platform, I do the donation Fridays. I raise money for people who don't have a platform and I send that money to them. That's one thing I do on my platform. Another thing that I'm getting into is planning a brunch/lunch that's going to be networking with women who have their own businesses, other content creators, just putting all of those women in the same room and letting God work his magic. Because sometimes we just got to meet people, y'all. We just got to get out there. We just got to meet people. We just got to take a chance. And that's what I want to continue to do with my platform. I want to continue to bring God to people who normally wouldn't see God, because you over here looking at me being my baby daddy's sideline, you done caught you a whole word. So I want to continue to bring God to people who normally wouldn't see God. I want to continue to use my platform in whatever way God has me use my platform, whether it be to get people's stories out there, whether it be to help somebody build their business, whether it be for me. I am my own brand and I worked hard for that, and I just want to continue to build that.
Absolutely. And I love that for you. And I think that as long as you continue to just be your authentic self and as transparent as you've been, regardless, good, bad, and indifferent, you know, those things will definitely come to fruition. You know, there's so many things that, you know, people can poke at and judge you for, but there's also things that are, you know, admirable and inspirational about your story and just your journey and like who you're becoming. And as a woman in Christ and things like that, and as a mother. So I love that for you, and we definitely will continue to support you and follow your journey. And we wanna, you know, we're gonna pray for you. We want to see you do all of those things, because at the end of the day, it's just going to be, like I said, an amazing testimony and a miracle that everybody gets to witness, that no matter what you've been through, the choices that you made, God can really still make a table for you in front of your enemies and in front of all the people that want to see you lose.
Oh, yes.
And you just going to sit there and be eating comfortably. And you know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, a powerful thing in itself. So
yeah, I want to eventually get to the point where I'm doing like speaking things where I could go places and give my testimony. I'm heavily involved in my church, so I actually go out to prisons and jails and I share my testimony there.
Wow.
We call that Journey in the Jail. So I've been doing that, and like that's really what I'm about. And I'm trying to find a way to introduce more of that to TikTok. But yeah, I just, for now, they only want to see me shit about my baby daddy, so I just be giving people what they want.
I love that. And we thank you so much for even just opening up to us and sharing and being, you know, taking the time out to speak with us today. Like, we absolutely appreciate that. We understand that, you know, you might have a lot going on, and you know, you're a mom, you got your brand and everything that you're doing. So we appreciate anybody who takes the time out to sit and chat with us. And we appreciate you giving us the opportunity to get to know you outside of that, you know?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for the opportunity.
Absolutely. So until next time, guys,
stay bold.